Hey y'all, and welcome to my channel. In this video I want to show you how I took a men's denim button-up shirt and kind of created something similar to this shirt that came across my Instagram page. I really like the way it looks with the little pleats and the ring ruffles and then the button placket down the back. I was able to find a pattern very similar to that style that I'll be using, and so just follow along with me as I show you how I made it. So I was fortunate enough to find a similar pattern. It's Simplicity 9547. It's got some little gathers at the neck, which is similar. I think the inspiration photo had pleats, but I'm going to use the gathers instead. And then I'm going to use this sleeve here that's kind of a balloon type sleeve, but I'm going to cut it off really short for kind of the ring ruffle type look. And then I'm not going to do the kind of the tall turtleneck type look. I don't like things around my neck like that, so I'm just going to leave it low like that. And then on the back, this one already has the buttons all the way down it, so that will save me time in trying to figure that part out. Again, you can use you know, a shirt you already have as a template, or if you're good at creating your own patterns, you can definitely do that. I am not, so I am going to use this pattern. Now, I did find this denim shirt at the thrift store. It was only $1.91, so I went ahead and got it. It's a 5XL, so it's huge. It's got tons of denim, and I figured, you know, I can't buy denim in the store for $1.91 plus buttons and everything like that, so I'm gonna use this shirt. Now, I've already washed it and pressed it just to kind of get the initial wrinkles out. I didn't press it extremely well, but I did press it. So this is what I'm going to use for this pattern. All right, because the buttons start or stop so far up from the end of the shirt, I will probably have to make a couple of other buttonholes, which I have a, you know, buttonholer on my sewing machine. Just use white thread, no big deal. I can use the button that's down here at the bottom, the extra one they give you, or I can take some of the buttons from here at the top or on the pocket to use. I may only have to do one more. I'll just have to make sure to measure evenly from here to here and just do that. So I have my pattern pieces. I've got my neck band here, and that one's cut on the bias. And then I've got the back, which because I'm already using a pre-made button placket, then I don't have to use and make my own button placket here. So I have just folded it on the center back line like that. And then I have the shirt front, and then I also have the sleeve pattern, which I will probably just cut off a few inches like this. Or I may actually cut a few inches up. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with the sleeve yet. I'll figure that out. So for the back, I'm just going to put the center back of the shirt on right down the center of this. Okay, and if I can keep this from going blurry with a cattail going in and out, I'm also going to shorten it. This has a cutting line for view A, and then it has the view B and C. I'm going to shorten it as well, so that line will go at the end here where the hem is already done. And then this will go right down the center like that. And then I will be able to cut one out. And then all I'm going to do once I cut one side out is then just flip it over like this, lining up again the hem with the hem and down the center, pinning it, and then cut the other one out on this side. So essentially, if I unbuttoned it, I would have two separate pieces, but it's buttoned, so you know, I already don't have to do that. Now, this is something you could definitely do to save time. You could do this for like a men's shirt or something that already has, you know, the button placket with the buttons. And, you know, even if it's in the front instead of the back, like this pattern, you could still use that and incorporate that into another shirt that you're making. That way you don't have to do all this stuff. It's already done for you. So once I cut the back out like that, and I'm just cutting it through one layer, then I will cut the front out of the back of this. I'll cut the front out, and then I'll also cut the little bias binding piece that goes around the neckline. I'm going to wait to do the sleeves until I put everything else together and figure that out. But there's plenty of fabric here to do that. Also, just as another little pointer, if you cut off the collar here right at the neckline, it makes adorable little dog collars. And something like that, that would fit a, you know, medium to large size dog, but they make adorable little dog collars. So just another way to reuse this. So I'm going to cut everything out and then we'll start putting it together. All right, so I've got my pieces cut out. I would have preferred a shirt without pockets, but I couldn't find one. So, and I have a feeling if I were to pick the pockets off, it's going to leave, you know, a darker impression. But since they're even, it kind of looks cool. It almost gives it like maybe a little bit of a Western flair. So I'm going to leave it. But there is the back of the shirt. Here is the front of the shirt. I've already done my little darts there. This one cut into the sleeve a little bit, but it's within the seam allowance, so I'm not going to worry about it. Of course, they're already hemmed. And then, excuse me. Here is my neck binding piece that I cut on the bias. So now I'm just going to follow the instructions on the pattern. Sew it together, right sides together, shoulder seams, side seams, gather this, and then put the binding on. Once all that's done, then I'll get back on and show you what it looks like, and then we'll decide placement for the button. All right, so I've sewn everything together, got my side seams, my shoulder seams, which I went ahead and top stitched in white to kind of match the rest of the stitching. And I did the gathering and then the little band around the top. Now I could have easily pleated this instead of doing the gathers to make it a little bit more like the inspiration photo, but gathers I thought were fine. Here's the back of it. So what I'll probably do is do another button or a snap right up here at the top to close this up. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and just leave this the way it is. It's buttoned up enough that, you know, it hides the bra strap and stuff like that. And then that can just be open. You definitely add more buttons if you need to or something like that, but I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Now for the sleeves, which are actually, I looked back at the picture, they're more like wing ruffles. So I went ahead and cut another bias piece, the same as the neckband, I just use that as a piece. It's about 23 inches long by, inch and 5/8. And that is what I'm going to use. Let me open up a sleeve here. Because the wing ruffles on the sleeves will only go down to about there. I'm going to take them down to about where the notches are on the pattern piece there. And then the rest of the way I will bind with the seam binding. So I was able to cut 2 pieces. This is 5 inches by about 22 inches. And then from there, I'm going to fold that in half and then just kind of make a petal shape from there, and then just kind of go out to there. And then I'll just cut that out. And then there's my wing ruffle. Now this is the part, the straight edge is the part that will be gathered onto the sleeve. This is the part that will hang basically off my arm. So I'll need to do a narrow hem on this part here, which I'll hem and then do it in white so that it matches my top stitching there. And then run my gathering stitches and gather it onto my my sleeve, and then I can use this for the rest of it. So I'm going to get that done. All right, so my shirt is done. Gave it a good press. Got my sleeves finished. So what I did was with the wing ruffles there is I just kind of matched the center, pulled up the gathers, and they went down about almost 2/3 of the way down on either side, and then just used that bias strip as like you would bias tape, and enclosed the raw edges on the bottom of the sleeve, and then just did a top stitch in white to kind of match the rest of the top stitching. Of course, the hem was already done. I kept that. And then I added a snap up here at the top, and I originally sewed a button on it, but I think I'm going to take that off because I don't like the way it looks up there. So I'm going to leave the snap and just take the button off. Now, what I could have done is, situated the pattern on the original shirt a little bit better, so that the button here at the top was a little bit farther up here. And then I wouldn't have had to use the snap as much. It would have, actually used the button to close. But since I did it a little bit farther down, I felt it needed something up there. So I think it looks, I think it turned out really cute with the, the pocket still having a little bit of a Western flair to it. Again, I did not add any buttons to the bottom, kind of just left it open. But I think it turned out really cute, especially I could wear it with, a pair of denim shorts, or I thrifted a cute pair of white lace shorts that'd be adorable. So, as you may remember, the original shirt that I bought was $1.91 at the thrift store. I already had the pattern on hand. So, this shirt cost me $1.91 to make. I didn't need anything else in it. And I have some denim left over for a new project. I kept all the buttons that I didn't use. I can reuse those again. So I hope this gives you guys an idea of something that you can use thrifted clothes for, how to utilize things like the original button placket pockets and things like that that are already on a shirt. To increase your creativity and put your own kind of style and flair on your clothes. So I'm gonna put this on a mannequin real quick so you can see what it kind of looks on, and happy sewing.